in light of today, Eden Hazard, retiring from the beautiful game, I have a question for you guys.
Don't try to praise him.
Oh, no, no, no. Good question. There's a lot of people that have gone on to say, I've seen all over the internet since he saves and retire, that he's probably the best player or the most creative player, the silkiest player that's played in the Premier League in the last decade. And I want to ask this. Mo Salah versus Eden Hazard at their peak. Who are you guys taking?
I'm taking Mesut Ozil.
I'm taking Gareth Bale.
Fair?
No, but out of those two,
I'll take Leroy Sané.
oh my lord.
Yeah, okay, that's just.
Well, Leroy Sané is just wrong. But
it doesn't match
He was
up
not
with
wrong
Ozil
for
and
City.
Bale.
I'll take Salah.
yeah, I think
Turned him into a demon at City, and then he fell
Salah's-
out with that.
Salah's good. For sure. Well, not good, he's great.
I don't know.
I don't know.
It's,
I like
it's kind
the
of
way
hard to
Hazard
say because
dribbles
both
better.
players are really good. Like if I had
like
a
the way Hazard-
downgrade between Mo Salah or and Hazard, I'd be pretty happy about it.
I like the way Hazard
people-
dribbles better, so I'm gonna take Hazard.
But people create this agenda between Hazard and I mean it's mainly like
Chelsea
I think it's mainly
fans?
like Chelsea supporters. Yeah, I mean, and it's not just the Chelsea player or Chelsea fan base; it's people outside as well. But it's mainly the Chelsea fan base that created this like agenda that Eden Hazard was never really that great of a player. And I mean, his stats don't really back it up either. Like he doesn't have terrible stats by any means, but if you do a side by side between him and Mo Salah blows him out of the water. But I think any team would be lucky to have Eden Hazard for what he can do and what he offers.
See, I think that
Right now,
Okay.
not right now. Peak
You think
of
that-
the
Peak Hazard.
He's talking about peak Mo Salah.
okay. I
Peak
thought you
Hazard.
meant right now. I was like,
no.
No.
He
It's
improved
kind
it.
of clear who you would pick.
No, I with Hazard, I don't think there's a lot of Chelsea fans that I don't think the Chelsea fans would say he's a bad player. I think me personally, being a
What
Chelsea
I've seen
fan,
on Twitter, a lot.
me
Go ahead.
being a Chelsea fan, I think that he was a good player. I don't think he's as world class as everyone makes him out to be. I don't think he was ever at that level. I think he had one season where he got to that level, but he could never maintain that. He never could keep that up. He down tooled really bad during that, was it 2016? 2017 season? The season Leicester won the Champions League, the title. He down tooled so much, and I think that if you're going to sit there and people are going to call you world class and the best player in the league for the last decade, you got to put those numbers up. And I don't ever think he was the best player in the league. Maybe that one season when we won under Antonio Conte, or was it? Sorry, one of those two seasons. Sure, you could say he was world class, but I think that Mo Salah, since he's come back and since he's been in there, since he's been back with Liverpool, and even the two seasons he was with Chelsea. Like, he's eclipsed when Hazard ever could have been. Like, to me, there is no debate. Like, I think you're right. They're two different playing styles, but I think Mo Salah is just overall a better player. And I take him any day of the week.
Which is fair, but I'm just saying that, like, this, I think people are downplaying Eden Hazard a little too much. Like, I don't think he's as bad as what most people make him out to be. Or even like, I don't know, because you say he's not world class, and I wouldn't necessarily say he's not world class either, but he's definitely a good player, and
Yeah.
I just don't think he deserves as much like criticism as he is receiving, especially right now since he's retiring. Like, the last thing you should do is just start criticizing people over their career. Like, this is like the one moment that they should have to like really recollect and like enjoy everything that they've achieved in their career. So
Yeah, but he's 32.
the only thing I can say to Eden Hazard, you said what?
He's 32. He's retiring at only 32.
Bro, his injury problem like he even said it himself, like sometimes you just have to listen to your body and do what's best for it. And he said what's best for him and for his body is to retire right now because he's been on and off injured since what? When did he move to Madrid? 2019?
Yeah.
He's been injured for 4 years straight. He cannot stay fit. I don't blame the guy for retiring early. So the only thing I can say is that he gave us some good moments, and he should enjoy retirement, and he should be happy for everything he's achieved.
I will say, definitely in the beginning when the transfer happened, Chelsea fans were definitely downplaying Eden Hazard, and I think it was a lot from like, oh, we're losing a pretty good player. We don't actually want to admit it though. And then, dude, after his move to Madrid, it was just like the amount of injuries he had. I was surprised because I was like, well, when it was announced today that he was retiring, I was like, this is a very weird time to announce that you're retiring. But I mean, like Daniel said, you got to listen to your body. Weird time. I thought he would have waited till the end of the season. Kind of sad that he couldn't become the player that everybody wanted him to be, especially at Real Madrid. I don't think anybody was expecting him to take over for Ronaldo because Ronaldo's a generational talent. But we were hoping to see some of that Hazard magic at Madrid that we saw at Chelsea, and just never was able to stay fit long enough to do that.
Yeah, I agree with that. It's a real shame. I mean, it sucks for him, but I don't know. I also think that like even before this retirement, in the last couple years, what's come out like where he didn't really train that hard. He didn't really put in that effort like on the training field outside of it. Like he was just that kind of guy that would show up and play great. Like that's all well and good, but when you're at that level of professionalism, you're never going to hit those heights that you could have reached. Like if it really is true what they say, like all the coaches that worked with him, and where they say that he probably could have put a little bit more effort in. I mean, who knows? Maybe he wouldn't have had the injury problems. I mean, injuries are a freak accident. You can never tell when those are going to happen. That's just a common thing in sports. But I think that had he put in more effort, maybe he really would have been that world-class player that everyone saw him to be. And I think that is a fair criticism of him. I think that's not something that we can be like, oh, like, he was a good player, but like, no, that if you don't put the effort in, you kind of get what you deserve. And I'm not saying that he deserved to retire early, but I mean, he hasn't been at a good level in years. And a lot of that is because of those injuries, but I mean, even when he was at Chelsea, you saw it where he would go down, like his quality would diminish. And it happened a couple times. I mean, I know his stats were good, but there was only, like I said, there's only like 1 or 2 seasons where he really was that good of a player, where he could be dubbed the best player in the league.
Did he have that same issue at Chelsea where he'd show up well on match day but didn't train very hard in training?
A lot of the interviews and things I've seen that regard Eden Hazard, people have said that where at Chelsea he would just show up, he wouldn't train that hard, he wouldn't run that hard, like he didn't train like he was playing a match, but he would always show up in the game and play well, except for that, couple seasons or that 1 or 2 seasons where he kind of down-tooled or felt like he down-tooled. But I mean, he never was. I mean, like, I gotta be honest, even when Alexis Sanchez was there playing for Arsenal, I think Alexis Sanchez was a better player.
Oh yeah,
like
potentially.
Like that's
we'd have to take side-by-side stats.
Yeah.
I mean, even that doesn't necessarily show the whole picture, but
yeah, because I just think that when you look at it through the years while he was there, Mo Salah came in 2017. Mo Salah was already better than him when he came in and played for Liverpool. You had Gareth Bale before he left. He left a year after Hazard had been there, so Hazard's second year at Chelsea. He was a better player. Kevin De Bruyne was a better player for a couple seasons, and I say there's that one really there's that season under Sarri that statistically is his best season, and then the season under Conte when we won the league. I think those 2 seasons really he was the best player in the league. But I mean, there's lots of players that have come through, and you could argue like Harry Kane was a better player. Like it's just there like to sit there and go he was the best. Now was he maybe the best dribbler in the league? Okay, that's fair. But I don't ever think he was the best player in the league.
That's fair.
Yeah. So I mean, like happy retirement to you, Aiden. But I mean, it's sad. You should enjoy it. You've worked hard your whole life to get to that level, but it's a shame that you couldn't go further.